Do you guys have a regular kind of post-mortem where you go over?
We do, actually. After every show, Jimmy and Mike and Gavin and I will sit in the dressing room, and it's not, I mean, the good thing about these shows and the terrifying thing about them is that there is no time to really pat yourself on the back or mourn a botched sketch. I mean, because you're literally, there's another show tomorrow. And so it's never like, oh man, that didn't work, we got to figure it out. It's usually just like, oh well, that didn't work, you know, we got one tomorrow, or being excited if something does. But it's very brief, and it's, we tend to really just kind of move on, whether good or bad, we just keep going.
I would want to add also that one thing I find kind of awesome about the show is that, if you guys disagree, like, say something, speak up, say something. But,
the gauntlet's been thrown.
I don't think there's any way to know for a fact what Jimmy's going to like. So there's really no like safe. You can't like pitch ideas or try and give him ideas like this will go forward, this will go forward, this will go forward. There's just really no way to know, which is good because it's just like when you're submitting the pack, it just forces you to just do something you think is funny. And then if he connects to it, it'll happen. If there's no connection there, it won't happen. But it's just pretty awesome to know. Like, the only thing Jimmy probably doesn't like, he doesn't like a lot of like stuff that's too probably bodily function oriented.
Scatological humor.
Yeah, so that stuff tends to not go that far. But other than that, I would say it's pretty.
I would agree with that. I don't like that kind of stuff either.
Well, I don't know if you guys will answer that honestly, but I mean, there's some images of certain hosts as kind of like the imperial host who's not that approachable, and
right.
And you just hear, you just get a sad nod. Your idea did not go over, or something like that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I was talking to Al Jean last night, who wrote for Johnny Carson, and he wrote for Johnny Carson for 3 years and met him 1.5 times the entire time he was there. So
how do you meet someone half the time?
it was like barely. So we was just Johnny, and then he was stepping back in his office.
Well fielded.
But that's one of the great things I think is like Jimmy is very accessible. He's right down the hall.
He's
always
literally the most approachable person in the world. I mean, that's one of the great things about working at this job is he's just a dude. Like he's just a regular, sort of dorky, silly dude, and we just hang out with him, and that's where the best ideas for the show come out of.
Like
it's
that,
great.
even that first sketch we did, the Let Us Play With Your Look, was something we were just sitting around the table talking about, right?
Yeah, and he just started singing that over and over and over again, and he wouldn't stop
I have a clip.
singing it.
I wish I still have a clip.
Yeah.
On my laptop, I just hit record on the camera, so I have him the first time he did that, and it's the most joy you can imagine in someone's face to watch him repeating this phrase at the top of his vocal register, barely able to sing it, and laughing hysterically.
Yeah, the original pitch was something
moment.
entirely different.
Totally different.
He just started singing the theme song to what that pitch would be.
Yeah.
The pitch was, did that come out of your pitch, Hair Swap?
Yeah. The original idea was that the original idea was that we would take 2 people from the audience at the beginning of the show and swap their hairstyles so that by the end of the show they would each have each other's hair. And then Jimmy started singing the theme song to what that pitch would be, which is this theme song, Let Us Play With Your Look, which became that sketch with Will Ferrell.
If I'm not mistaken, the same thing happened with the head swap pitch.
Yeah, head swap was a silly idea that it came all about the opening credits. They just went on for 3.5 minutes.